All right, so welcome. JTrader over here, lesson with Bookmap. It's 10:10, so we started a little bit early this morning. If you hear some noises, my little poodle over here having fun. So what I'm sharing right now, traders, you can see Tesla, one of the main stocks that basically traded and we traded in the last months for the high liquidity. Some of the stocks that gave us very good results were stocks where there was a lot of range. So we're talking about stocks like Tesla, Netflix, even futures, yes, and NQ. Also stocks like Meta, Amazon. Actually, personally, and even speaking with my friend Smash the Bid, we found that, or at least we agreed that Amazon before the split was more interesting to trade it, especially with the options. Now, what you can see over here is a bounce this morning on Tesla. We had a setup that was a first morning short and then a morning reversal. So over here I'm going to share the execution, how it was in the room by team members. So we saw a morning, I would say, dump. You can see over here the open at 179. Right away they soaked at the gate, and then they simply start like dumping, and some very good volume pressure over here for the downside. You can see that we're selling, and at this point over here they start curling back up. So they broke the liquidity at 178, and if you can see over here on the chart on the right, the red line is the pre-market low. So they broke the pre-market low. They got into this wick at 177 and 70s, just at this wick down here, and then they start making higher lows and reclaiming over here Tesla. You can see over here making the first high, then a higher low, and then a higher high over here, break at 178 and 40. This is the V pattern, one of the V patterns that I like to trade on reversals. And then we start having the reclaim of the open level 179. So we got that long over here into the 178 and 75, risking no more than 50 cents. And we got the first target over here for about, the first target was about 2.5 R, so almost 3 R on this one. And then right away, we saw a rejection. You can see over here the fake out this 180, right? And then rejection over here, selling pressure. So we get out over here in the money, just above the open level, and then the rest break even. So this is the correct, we would say, management of a trade that we were believing in extending more, but when this didn't extend more to the 181, which was our main target, and then 182, we simply trail in the money. Okay, is it clear how we executed this, traders? Also, traders, you can follow us over here on Bookmap through YouTube. Good morning, Tony. Okay. So let's go back now to the price action that we can see over here on Tesla. So we're having this now sustained bounce, given also from the liquidity that it brought up and it raised up over here on ES. Yes, essentially we had a morning long, the 41.50, and this was around 9 o'clock. It was a long that we can share over here. We got exactly in this dip, so on the support on ES, and then we started like to look for this 41.62. This is part of the first long we had. And On this bounce, we start having also now a second reclaim of the level 4160 around 20 minutes ago. And starting also over here, Tesla bouncing from the 179.80 until this main level of liquidity 181. You can see over here 181, what happened? It didn't simply break over here like at the 180 and 0.50 and then started to consolidate. But over here simply got soaked. So essentially at this point, why I like to use Bookmap, because it explains me how at these levels the buyers or sellers behave. You can see over here we have a lot of buying pressure. This volume over here is around 30K, and right away they cannot break it. They cannot break it over here, and they simply start dumping. You can see over here sellers jumped in, and they were in control, right? So where are the longs now? They're just simply selling all the way down. So 181 back to this support, previous support 179.80. So we still are in a, I would say, very slow morning range for what concerns over here at Tesla. You can see over here the chart that I'm sharing on the right. If you're looking on YouTube, you can see also the chart. You can see where the push 181 and then back over here to the support 179.80. Okay, so essentially in a range, no major A+ setup patterns to trade right now. This is also an example from a trader. So we can see what he did today. So you can understand better the price action read. And we had the morning pop just here, right? And then we start seeing the sellers that we saw before in Bookmap. So the traders shorted and then start covering over here into the dips. And then after this, we had a major reversal, the one that we explained on the reclaim of the pre-market level low, okay? And over here, once we saw the liquidity jumping in, you can see that we have a V pattern, so our V reversal. The trader here reversed alongside and starts selling into these extensions over here. So very good way to understand and shift bias, which is not very simple. And I believe that a behavior like this, so really open-minded, not really being stuck, just following, okay, trader, just not following over here only your bias, but following what the market is giving us is the essence to be profitable in this market over here, okay? I know for the traders that are using Discord, you will see only Bookmap. I had to do that because my OBS is just like crop with some zoom for the YouTube, I would say, traders. So if you want to see both Bookmap and charts share with JTrader, go to the YouTube link. Thank you. So, good morning, Jack. Good morning, Suiza. So I like over here to receive questions. I just stopped traders from my room. I screen share every morning from 9 o'clock till 10:30 or 11 o'clock because and I trade there and I share my trades. So every single Wednesday I have the Bookmap webinar and I start like stopping my screen share to dedicate this time to educate on YouTube for Bookmap. And I'm doing this since several years. In many of the videos that I made in the past, I explained the liquidity areas that I trade. I explained how I use the higher time frame, the lower time frame, in order to take my confluence signals. I also started looking at Bookmap, I believe 2016, 2017, when I started looking more into the timing of my entries rather than, only having a bias, only having a setup, or only having a plan. Because even if I have a correct way to trade, I can still improve my timing of entry. And that is why Bookmap was useful in, I would say, involving me and improving me as a trader. Now over here, Suisse is asking, can you elaborate on how to differentiate between traps and breakouts? Okay, this morning I shared one chart in the room that I will bring back over here again to attention. And this is what's happening over here. I will put this here. This is what happened in the market since this is 2020, 2021, 2022, and the last red one is the 2023. So essentially what we have in 2023, we have not a market that is bullish, but we have one bullish month, one bearish month, one bullish month, one bearish month, one bullish month. So if you're starting to trade only breakouts, in this market you won't get paid, as you wouldn't have got paid if in the black over here rectangle during this market over here, end of 2021 and 2022, you will simply have bought breakouts. Your strategy won't have worked, you have lost a lot of money, and that's the reason why I don't hear any more swing traders. They disappeared from the face of the earth. Where are the swing traders right now? And that is the best sign for the market, because when you have swing traders, means the institutionals as well are buying into the market. The big ants, those are the ones that are bringing the market up. And if we're gonna start breaking this red line where I put over here at this point, right, on yes, the market could essentially start having a bullish, I would say, second semester of the year. So ideally, I'm looking for that. I want to see swing traders back in the market because they bring liquidity. More gaps to trade, easier setups to trade. Ideally, breakouts will work. Right now, the market is giving us fake outs, reversals. One day maybe breakout work, the second day breakouts don't work. And I was just doing this this analysis before with traders on ES and on SPY, that often in the last 3 weeks we had a lot of fake breakouts. That's the reason why I don't buy breakouts in a market like this. You can buy breakouts in this market back in 2020-21. This is a monthly chart. So every single month you can see that we have a breakout that essentially it worked, right? Every single month we have a new high over here, even here, new highs, right? So breakouts work. Again, I'm not a breakout trader because I find out breakouts have more, we say, drawdowns and less win rate than my system. The actual strategy that I'm trading, I was backtesting all the stats we have since starting the year, is paying more than 73% for at least 3.5 our average per trade. And this is because I don't buy breakouts and I don't short breakdowns. I simply wait for the breakout and then I buy the pullback. And same for the short side. Okay, so this is essentially very brief what I'm trading right now. Okay. Then Tibor is asking another question in the chat. Jay, what do you think about Bitcoin? Are you waiting for entry at daily J lines? Okay, there's a lot to say about Bitcoin. First, you can read all the posts that I gave, and I'm long, not with a big size position, from 19s. And this is because it's a technical area that I use with my system, the same system that I trade and intraday on big caps and on futures. For now, what I'm waiting is only having dips into those, yes, daily J lines to buy on the curl. Okay, so probably I'm gonna make a video in the next weeks where I go over how I'm gonna buy Bitcoin as well. Okay, let's go back over here to Tesla. So essentially range. Yes, made higher lows and higher highs. But right now, we sold a position on ES this morning for about 10 points max of profit with the last partial. Tesla over here, we got the first short and then a long, and I'm simply waiting over here. And we're not making higher highs and higher lows. We're simply making the same lows and lower highs. This looks like a wedge, right? If you're looking over here, we can trace our lines. This is what I'm looking right now. This is a sideways action. Higher lows, lower highs. So Jay is saying over here, fully agree, we're waiting for a pullback, not getting overextended. No reason to chase. Patience is the key. A+ setup that fit your trading personality. Exactly. I mean, I have nothing against with traders that are buying breakouts. I just say that I don't see how they can be profitable in this market. This doesn't mean that tomorrow or this morning, like the breakout we had on Amazon, didn't work. Of course, but you will have more losses than wins. And this is why, because like Jack over here, JT, I'm tracking the market every single day. Every single day I put part of my day, and that's hours that I take away from my family, from the things I love to do, besides trading I still love to do this. Because I want to bring like real knowledge to the community, educate traders, explain traders what is good to trade, how they can make money. And example, what we did today was not really much. So we had over here a simply short on SPY and good for a few bucks. And then we had a second one over here where we shorted Amazon, but this was already a short that we had from yesterday, 103 and 60s. We added more, we covered over here, and then we reversed the position and we got the long. And then we had the Tesla. So we got the long on Tesla. That's the only trade we had on Tesla. These are all the trades that we had. Then we had over here ES. And then we had over here this one over here, which is Vine, a short. These are only set. Oh, 1 second. Also, we had a 10% starter stop on CJJD long. That's it. That's it. What does it mean? It means that we didn't have any A+ setup that were like yesterday for a home run, besides the salmon that played pretty good. So this is exactly all the entire work we did today. The entire work. So sharing everything we did. Now, what I'm going to do over here. So first of all, I'm looking at the direction of the futures. And futures start really bouncing from that 41.50. Price right now is 41.65. We don't have any kind of high liquidity, and we don't have a follow through of the market right now. Let me share one thing. These are the two levels that I had this morning. This is posted at 8:30 New York time. Yes, bearish momentum pre-market, of course, faded like 30 points. Exactly faded from the 41.96, 41.97 yesterday to the 41.50 this morning. And I said over here only 41.50, 41.40, plan over under, which we essentially didn't have because we didn't have any kind of over under, and we didn't have also reverse of 50. So we had only a bounce from the J-lines that I trade, which were in the 41.59 and a quarter and 2 quarters, and then we had a bounce there. But rather than that, didn't come. What we had instead, it worked pretty good, but I personally didn't trade it, is this Netflix earnings over under puts, which work extremely good. You know that earnings we had yesterday? Yeah, Suze, thanks, buddy. I was just looking at this Exactly. Netflix was a major pattern that personally I missed it. Okay. The setup, I will say that it's extremely easy. Zilla rejection over here. A plus setup, really, boom, all the way down. Perfect, right? And hit and run. And now we're going back to Tesla. So again, stuck in that range, right? Stuck in this range over here. Here we go. So Bookmap over here, what is telling me? Can I trade inside this range? Can I do range trading over here? I'm not really good anymore to scout the market because I don't have any more patience for the little dimes that you can gain from trading in a range. I'm looking for those major setups that, for example, I'm shorting yesterday. We short over here. Actually, we bought puts at 187.20 and we covered down here. Okay, the put over here went from was the put, if I remember correctly, 182 and 50, 183 and 50, I don't remember, but essentially went from 5 up to 650. This put over here, this range over here. Now look after the earnings over here, big dump, 177, bounce. We're stuck in a range. We still have to decide what the market is going to do today. We had also Amazon. So you can see this morning the break on this level 101 and 40s came down, back up above the open level and then squeezed. We got a first, we had a short because we were short yesterday from this peak over here. Share the alerted mark with timestamps, sharing the trade exactly when we took it all the way down. Session recorded. So this morning we got more over here short, and then we got out everything exactly this point, and over here we longed, we sold up here. Again, the trade that we shared before, I believe, maybe over here. No, this over here. Okay, so reversing, long over here, selling that put. This is what the team made this morning. As of now, I'm a little bit more conservative. Because we went all the way down to the Z lines. And I have on my chart generally on this setup, okay, I'm gonna load over here only the last, let's say, 2 hours. We can cancel also here Vine. Vine is the trade that we took short. So my levels are particularly pretty precise, and you can see over here that we had this support 102 and 10, 102 over here, and it started bouncing before we could get to the dip. So for now, waiting. The levels that over here you can see the candlesticks, right? But I can do simply over here chart settings. If I go inherit chart settings from Tesla, I will have it exactly like I have it on Tesla. This is better to look for the order flow. But we can see over here that we sold at this point, right? So look over here. Let me grab again the chart. I believe it's this one over here. Yes, we sold again this point at 103 and 20. Okay, this is one of the mentoring students that is trading today by me over here in Italy. Yes, I opened an academy with trading rooms. And we long over here 102 and 20. So we longed over here, and then we sold over here after this major rejection. This is a key level on a daily chart. Plus I saw seller jumping in. You can see over here right away instant wash, and then huge bookmap level over here. But again, you can see that we didn't sell any over here, right? But we sold over here. So we knew that this main area was the top of our trend. Okay, so why we didn't sell over here? I mean, it's not wrong to sell over here partial, right? This is still a good big potential gain for the day, but we sold higher. Why not here? Why we didn't sell over here anything? Why we sold over here after the 103 and 50 on Amazon? So having another 40-50 cents more of gain. And everything is explained if you look at the chart itself. What's happening over here in this chart? Why that level is more important than the other one? Why we knew that a potential extension to the level was possible? Okay, so let's start looking at the previous day. We can look at a 5-minute chart over here. There we go. What are the most important levels on this chart? First of all, the liquidity that I see over here is as big as this level over here. So there's not really too much to say about Bookmap unless this is the levels that it gave us. Okay, so both levels are important. The first one over here, we get soak, a little bit of stuff over here and rejection, and the second over here we get not even soaked but double top, rejects and unwinds. You have to look for those levels on a daily chart or an intraday chart. In this case, I was looking for this 103 and 50. And why this level over here? There we go. Why this level over here, traders? Because you can see that over here we had a peak and rejected, right? So I know that today sellers show themselves, start attacking at 103 and 50. Then over here another one. And then I was trading yesterday. Remember, we took the short yesterday exactly here, 103 and 60, 103 and 70. So I saw the major selling offer over here coming yesterday at this level. Now, looking at this, I'm knowing that when we're gonna find again a first main seller into the 103 and 50, 103 and 70, 104, that's gonna be my level where I want to take profit. Okay, so that is the main reason. You can see over here that level that worked perfectly for a rejection. Okay, traders, is it clear? Okay, so let's go back over here to the price section right now. So we're bouncing Amazon. We're bouncing Amazon over here, almost from the picture perfect dip, but I want to look a little bit more at Tesla. Meanwhile, traders, if you see anything on the market, like small caps, big caps, just please alert, okay? So Tesla over here, we had breakout of the morning consolidation. It's forming higher lows over here. So big bounce play that came from the 178 and 50s. Again, we longed over here into the 70s. We sold in this push and the rest over here. I didn't look over here for any longs because it was pretty choppy sideways. And now we're going to look for essentially this 180, 181 and 50 push, and then we're going to look for a first ideally pullback to buy, using also Bookmap as a first main dip for our entry. So over here we have an update on Vine. So thank you, buddy, for the update. So Tesla for now, for me, is not a long. We had a B setup long if you watch in the 5 minutes. So on this inside bar, but again, no A plus setup. So let's look at Vine 1 second. Is the stock that we traded this morning. Okay, we can look at Vine together. This is going to be interesting. Vine. So this morning I shared already how we traded this. Okay, so we got, let me see if I can get it back. All right, so we got a top over here for 74.80, took the short, covered the dip. This is by team, all right. So, and over here, now we're having again the same price action that we had in pre-market, this time going back to that pre-market high. Thank you, Jack. So yeah, showing this decent strength still, looking at 74, 75 rejection potential. Tape shows a lot of call buying on the option complex. Nicholas is saying Vine 1030M holding open level, fake breakdowns, then reclaim choppy action. Be careful against start by adding any short. Totally agree with Nico, because over here I see good buying pressure. The only way that we will be looking to short something like Vine right now, and this is a small cap, is only if you have a major stuff. Okay, you can see over here how it's extending. I try to make this for the screen share, so I hope that you can see the content over here good. So we're having a stock with a micro float. So we're talking about something below 5 million float as a micro float, low institutional. We have no previous stats about the stock, Vine, with at least 20% gap. Now extended to the $5. This is a very high liquidity. Not looking over here for now to trade this. Traders, if you're looking in the meanwhile, traders in the room, LU and R, J line rejection. So let's put this. Is above that pre-market high over here, 490. Nice buying pressure over here. Yeah, definitely no reason over here to look for a short. We know, traders, that these small cap companies, what they're going to do often, or almost always, they're gonna pump, and then a certain level You're going to look for a major dump once that shorts are trapped and squeezed and longs are trapped on breakouts. So key level over here at 5. It's a key level. So we want to see the rejection over here of 5, then ideally a lower high for a potential short. But actually, the best shorts happen in this market before 10 o'clock. When we pass the 10 o'clock time, shorts become more, and especially this with volume, become more risky. And ideally, I tend to avoid them because the market is still full of opportunities. So I don't want to get caught in stock that will extend. I have two main setups. They play very good with the short side, but I need to perfectly weight them. If I wait for them, if I have patience, I know that 7, 8 times out of 10 they will pay. If I instead I have FOMO. I want to be inside this because I think now from 5 this can go back till 3, but I don't have a setup that it's part of my niche, then I'm gonna risk, and I don't want to risk when I'm trading. I always consider this mentality. When I'm trading, is like if on every single trade I have to be as sure as if I would put over here a 7-figure every single time that I take one trade. If I'm that sure that on a trade I would put at least $1 million every single time, then for me is a reasonable trade to take it. Rather than that, I'm not trading the market. Thank you, Jet. So Jet is saying over here, very last sweep. Eddie asked just a minute ago, 1,400 contracts. So you can see over here that we're having some pretty high liquidity. Stack over here, 495. Ideally, they're gonna break this, okay? So I would like that in this market, you're looking for exactly this scenario. So we have a first liquidity form over here. The second liquidity form over here. If over here we have another 4 or 5 candles, and we're having this exactly here, this is a good opportunity to take the short. So we will need to see this, and boom. And this will be my short, and this will be my stop, okay? So remember very good what I'm looking at, okay? I'm still watching over here with you traders. So we can see right now that they're playing over here games. Remember, always, you have to look for who is in control, okay? And who is in control over here. Right now, looks like the sellers, right? No, it's still the longs over here in control. They're still in control over here. They're holding the dips, okay? So unless we see a major fake out over here, these small caps will tend to trap. This is ideally over here. This is ideally a trap. And ideally they will push this back up over here. So I don't like to show weakness and I don't do it. Over here, there's high chance of a trap. And if I miss it, it's fine. This is not the last setup they will have over here. So look right now. Okay, this is how they manipulate over here. They shared over here a little bit of liquidity. Went. Now possible push to the upside. There we go, another support for 75. So it could wash over here, or it could give us a fake breakdown right away, reclaim. $475. Vine, small cap, micro float. Getting just below the pre-market low, ideally trap and then push. Reclaiming the 475, now 480. You can see over here that we have constant buyers. And it's nice to look at the price action, how it works also over here in small caps. Totally different than, you know, a Tesla that we saw before and Amazon, right? Let's go back 1 second to Tesla. So making higher lows on this channel. See higher lows over here. So we would expect this to get to the 180 and then bounce back up again. And over here, if I'm looking at this stock, I would like over here to filter a little bit of heat maps. Now I have my 2000. This is like general for small caps that trade high liquidity. but I mean, we can use this at a 5,000 minimum liquidity. This is what I'm looking right now. So start watching this price action over here. And that's where we wanted to see it, right? And that's a trap down here. Again, they invited you short liquidity. And now what I'm looking at, traders, is going to be essentially this and dump. As I told you would do. As I told you would do. Simply normal trap that I alerted you like 15 minutes ago. Normal trap that happens in small caps. That's your short. Okay, so, and this is knowing how the price action works when you can alert in advance the setups before they happen. Was it clear? Did you like it? This trade is what we do every single day in the room. Alerting before things happen and not after. Okay? This is it. What we do every single day in the room. Exactly this. That's your short, just when it gets below. And now we're going to look for that fill. So beautiful over here, J Slim. Remember this, traders, J Slim, okay? Now the TP is gonna be $4 or risk break even. Okay, hope you like this, traders. So right now, until I see over here sellers, 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 that's good. We see some liquidity 440, another one at 435. And what to do at these levels? Trust me. When you look at, again, retracements, so you would need to do like this, okay? But I don't like to do it this way. What I do is opposite. So I take the high over here, and then I draw it to this low over here. So let's expand a little bit. All right. So right now, I'm looking at the 440 area, 435, where we have a VWAP, and also we have over here a major support of pivot, right? So this is an important area. We shorted this area, knowing that it's a possible fake out coming. Remember, if we wait for the A+ setup, we have higher reason for this to happen. And these plays will pay me between 7 and 8 times out of 10. Now, it's only about waiting to take profit, because once we are below this pre-market high, now I want to see that the price doesn't reclaim the 480. And I want to see the target on here, ideally first into the 4s and then into the 380s down here. What I'm looking at is the presence over here of these huge heat maps. If they're going to hold and we're going to have more over here, right? Like they're going to rise, they're going to prop. You see over here, they're trying to prop. Again, what we're going to look for, ideally, a second stuff and second unwind. So prepare for a second possible unwind. SPY high of the day. Thank you, buddy. So it seems like they're selling into those levels over here. Again, we should unwind at this point. I don't see that liquidity over here coming. So let's stay with a short bearish idea over here, okay? So any questions, traders, over here on this setup? Okay. All right, so we're gonna leave this for a second. This is the first target. You have the 1 minute Zealands over here. If we fill this, it's gonna be an unwind. Thank you, Tibor. Thank you, buddy. Again, traders, we have over here, Tibor is a great editor. He's making amazing videos. So if you need him, reach out to him. So he's doing an awesome job over here. So really a good expert. Vine over here now is done in the sense we're in. Once you are in, just simply put your stop loss, your target, that's it. Tesla making over here higher lows. CF not yet long over here, not yet. When we are midday, I'm not looking to trade over here any kind of daily rejection because it's an uptrend, okay? It's not like what we had LNUR that essentially over here I said, traders, let's look for that 1 minute daily rejection, and I was alerting over here the team to take it exactly over here. Boom and boom. 2A plus setups, right? This was an easy fader, sorry. And we had over here an A plus setup, very easy to take. No, I would say very low risk. So this is the one that we were learning before. Now I want to go back on Tesla because this is the one that I'm watching right now. And you can see this morning, even over here, as I said, we got the first short over here down to this point. Then we got the long, sold, and that's it. This is what the Zealands did this morning. Almost insane, right? Almost insane. Every single dip was bought up. Every single dip. So what to do? Personally, nothing. Extended over here, no reason for me to trade. I'm looking for this 181, 180.90, ideally to buy it over here. See the same kind of J stream that we had on Vine. Again, over here on Vine, trim at 20%, no more than that. You see this bar is making a bullish engulfing. This is a bullish bar right here on the 1 minute chart. This is bullish engulfing. So I want to read something that the trader wrote me. And I think it's very important to understand, or I would say, our problems, our errors, where we can improve, what we need to do in order to improve. So this trader wrote me this, of course I'm not going to say who is, but I think it's important. The trader wrote me that he didn't trade good today. I will actually do like this. And I will screenshot it so we can read it together. Okay, so Jay didn't trade good today. I recognize the problem. I really heat it up to take trades, and if I miss a setup, I get FOMO and greedy. So I take bad trades without any setups. I have to focus more on the A+ setup and trade only those. I won't give up. Tomorrow will be better. Trade also simulator, but I had a bug, so the chart is messy. Took one stop on it. All right, so anybody had in his life, in his trading career, any kind of, I would say, same episode one or more time like this? And be honest, really, traders, because this happened for me also many times. So just over here, would like to hear your opinion. Okay, so over here, a trader's asking me, over here about how he can improve. Okay, how it can improve. Traders are saying over here, being patient is difficult. Mental aspect and discipline. All right, so it will need a lot of time to, I would say, answer this, but I can tell you what works. When you are conditioned by repetitive actions in a routine, then you start imprinting in your mind what you have to do. I'm gonna make an example. You know that I always do these crazy examples. Sometimes it seems like out of the world, but they simply work. Imagine that you have a dog and you love this dog. You need to train this dog not to piss on the carpet, but where he has to do it. This dog won't listen. So what you're starting to do? You started to correct him, but you cannot bring him from doing over there in the carpet and right away going outside where you want instead he does it. So you'll try to work your way up to that street where he has to do it, or that garden. So you will start like helping him, maybe dragging the carpet near the door of your house, then outside on the steps, then in the garden. Eventually you'll start doing it only in the garden. And this is how you can do it, by repetitive corrections and actions daily in order to imprint him the correct way to do it. So it's not only that you will simply stop being messy in your trading only because maybe tomorrow you will have discipline. Discipline is something that we create every single day. And it's only something that through practice and training, you'll be able to, I would say, become a better trader. It happens in, I would say, a time of 6-12 months. When I started trading Taekwondo many years ago, I was, I believe, how much, man? 9, 10? Yeah, maybe 9, 10 years old. And I did it for several years. I said this story. My trainer is Mr. Chung Won-so. He's now the first one in the world. He's from South Korea. And he was teaching American Marines in the war in Korea. So he used to be very disciplined person, but I saw that all the discipline that he imprinted in me, it was then helpful for the things that I did in my life. And the same thing you have to do in your trading. So you have to give yourself rules that have to condition your type of trading. If you miss today a rule, don't simply say, oh, that's fine, I start back tomorrow. Do something that you hate doing today. You hate running? Good. Go do 5 miles. You hate like being on diet? Good. Today, no good food. Diet. Plain boiled chicken. You like to have a glass of wine when you finish trading? Good. Today, water. And you're going to be doing this every single time you mess up. You have to condition yourself to be that disciplined. So for me, it's not good that a trader tell me simply, oh, I messed up. You don't mess up when you want to become a professional trader. You will mess up, but you will do actions in order to correct yourself. Okay? So it's very important, traders, to do this. Give yourself inputs in order to do better. All right? Okay, look over here, Tesla, still no pullback, no trade for me. The other high liquidity area that I have is 182 in 50s. So we're gonna simply wait there. Vine, exactly Tibor. Vine, you can see that we got the target over here, perfect dip. I said cover only at 450, 20%. Now we put a trail over here at 490, and I want to see this unwind. Again, traders, J lines simply are sick. This morning, the dip, and the dip. You want to make money? Start doing this. All right, so I think we got to the point over here. It's 11:20. I think we got some very good trades this morning. If you have any questions, reach out at JTraderco. We have a professional trading room with a lot of great traders on future stocks, options, and small caps. See you again next week, traders. Again, put a like, share with your friends, and have a good weekend. Thank you very much.